So we have an NCAA broadcast schedule update. This is for December here. There's some new things released for the month of December here. So let's go talk about it. So we have the end of December. So we have the 11th, I mentioned. That was one volleyball quarterfinals. The Division 1 volleyball regionals. Regional semifinals, which is around 16. In ESPN Network to be determined, but I said it was ESPN 2. Well, and then NC1 soccer semifinals. Oh yeah, on the 12th, there are 4 NC1s volleyball regional semifinals. 2 at one site, then 2 at another site. And those are ESPN Network to be determined. We have 2 Division 2 men's soccer semifinals. 1 at 3, 1 at 6 on ESPNC.com. And the men's soccer semifinals. 1 at 6, 1 at 8:30 on ESPNU. And then Division 2 men's soccer semifinals teams to be, or Division 2 women's semifinals. Times are to be announced. They're on ESPN Plus. And Division 1 football championship quarterfinal, subdivision quarterfinal. It's either on ESPN 2, depending on if they have NBA or not. If the ESPN has NBA, it'll be on ESPN 2. If there's no NBA, it'll be on ESPN, main ESPN. And there's and then so it depends. Then we have the football championship subdivision quarterfinals. 3 of them are on ESPN networks. 2 I'm assuming will be on ESPN networks. So then your notes. 1 usually the 13th. They have the crickets, which is the week of the Army-Navy game. Day of the Army-Navy game, which is week after the FCS championship games. They always have the HBCU National Championship game, which is the Cricket Celebration Bowl. And it's the MEAC and the SWAC and the HBCU schools. They count that as like their championship because they don't compete in the FCS National Championship unless like you don't win your conference. If you're at large, then you compete in the FCS playoffs. So, yeah. And then we have 1 usually is on ESPN at noon Eastern. And then there could be 1 on ABC at the same time as Army-Navy, which after the Cricket Celebration Bowl at like 3:30 Eastern, which I could definitely see that one. And then we have the Division 2 football semifinals. They're usually a back-to-back, though. 1 is usually at like noon Eastern. 1 is usually at 3:30 Eastern during the day. And then the Division 1 volleyball regional finals are on ESPN networks. Usually they have 2 on. Usually 2 are on. Or before last year they had. I want to say they had all 8 on. Let me see here. I believe last year though they had all 8 on. Let's see here. If I remember right, they had all 8 on same day, didn't they? Let's see here. Let's see. And for the ones semifinal, the regional semifinals they had them in 4 days. Then and then they did not have any of the. Actually, they did. Last year night they had 2 wins of regional finals on ESPN2, and then they had one on ABC, and then they had one on ESPN. So it looks like they could be following that. So yeah, it looks like they could be doing that. Having two on ESPN2. I don't know if they'll be on ESPN though, because maybe they might have another FBS or FCS quarterfinal on linear network. Like, depends. I could definitely see though them having college. It definitely will probably be most, and they always have like the Heisman thing around then. I could see them having like the FCS playoffs on ABC, the Army Navy at 3:30 Eastern. And then I could definitely see 2 women's volleyball like regional semifinals on ESPN2. I could definitely see that. And then I could definitely see that, and then and then the 13th, and then women's national championship for Division 2 is on ESPN Plus to be announced time. And then there is going to be the NCAA, and then the 14th, which hasn't been announced, but it'll be the 2 ones about regional finals. I'm assuming one will be on ABC at 3 Eastern, and I'm assuming it'll be at 3 Eastern because if it goes long, so the full game can be on ABC, and not overlap like the night programming, like the news and stuff, local news and ABC World News. So that'll be that on ESBBC. Then I'm assuming one will be at 8:30 Eastern on ESPN. Like, you know how they always have things, like they always have like sometimes like during when NFL is on Sunday football, they have stuff like overlapping. ESPN does counteract that. They always have something like, not always do they, but they always have Sunday Night Baseball with ABC with ESPN. But also, when ESPN isn't on, when NFL isn't on, and usually even so when they have this Sunday Baseball now, they're having that, now more. Now that they got rid of Sunday Night Baseball package, they might be having the Sunday night, like NWSL, like WNBA. Like they always have like they're having college basketball. They've had college basketball on like especially those tournaments, like tournament games. They always have like when those tournaments, the multi-team event tournaments start going on for a while. They'll have them. They always have like that, so stuff kind of like that. Oh, so I'm assuming of more of that. They'll be bringing in like Sunday night like rugby, like the Major League Rugby on ESPN2. Sunday night they could have Sunday night like NWSL. Like sometimes they've had like NWSL like ESPN2 later in the night. I could see that. and WNBA, like on like ESPN, stuff like that. So in the summer, especially in the summertime. So you know, I can definitely see that. So it just depends. But yeah, that's what I'm doing. And then like especially during like having no Sunday night baseball, like that will be like more NCAA, like college baseball, college softball on. You could have like college softball on after like the basketball season, or maybe like a Sunday night college. I don't know, a college baseball game. So I don't know. There's like endless possibilities that they could do. You know, Probably something similar to what I'm assuming ESPN would do with something similar like what Fox does with like Sunday nights, with like what Fox does with Fridays. Like they had WWE Friday Night SmackDown Wrestling because it was a 2 hour long show, and it was Friday nights. And it was Friday nights to do, they're like, well, we'll try wrestling, and then that didn't work out well. So they said, we'll just put like college football on, college basketball. They have a few college volleyball on, but mainly college football. Then they have college, volleyball when college, especially when college football is on nights, and they want to air a college football game, and then or it's on like FS1, like not like Big Ten conference, like Big Ten, like Big 12. It's like a Mountain West game. And I have it on ESPN. I don't know. There's this, and then they have your college basketball during the fall, like in the fall, winter, and then they are college volleyball, they are college football, and then they are like UFL football in the spring, and then they are like NASCAR Truck Series sometimes in like the fall, summer, after UFL. Regular season always air like NASCAR Truck Series. Not always, but they do air NASCAR Truck Series races. Some of them on Fridays on Fox. I don't know. So I could see them doing like that with like Sunday night, like WNBA, like WNBA, NWSL. I could see them doing it with like I said, Sunday night, like that. They could air like college basketball on Sunday nights. I could definitely see that with like multi-team events or stuff like that, or just regular season games. I could see like schools like being open to that, like kind of like they used to air like I remember them used to airing like they would air like you'd see like 5 p.m. like 5-6 p.m. Eastern time games, like there would be on like ESPNU, but they would air like college basketball, like like mid-tier, like not the best college basketball games, but they're like men's college basketball, like ESPNU, and they air one like at like 9 p.m., like 5 p.m., like 7 p.m. Sunday nights and like ESPNU, and they would air it on ESPNU. I could see them doing the same thing, with like college volleyball, men's and women's college basketball, I could definitely see that, and then I could definitely see them doing college softball or college baseball on in there. I can definitely see them opening up like their package, like of college ballots, like ESPNU, and turning like a more marquee matchups. On like ESPNU, on like ESPN, ESPN2. Maybe have like a men's game on ESPN, maybe a women's game on ESPN2. That type of thing, maybe. Whichever, or either that or whichever team is like drawing more viewers. Or if it's men's or women's. So